My name is Reagan, and for most of my life, people treated my name like it was disposable, something they could bury under their lies, their jealousy, and their deeply rooted fear of who I could become. They tried to erase me quietly, subtly, piece by piece. But today, every corner of the world echoes with the legacy they once swore I would never have. And the most poetic part? They're still alive to witness every second of what they tried so desperately to destroy. But before I tell you how I rebuilt myself from the ashes they created, let me take you back to the moment everything began to unravel, back when I still believed loyalty meant safety. I was 26, newly promoted at the luxury architecture firm where I had worked like a machine for 4 years straight. The long nights, the skipped meals, the endless presentations, I embraced all of it because I believed that greatness demanded sacrifice. And I was willing to offer every piece of myself to reach it. But the people around me? They weren't sacrificing anything. They were waiting. Waiting for me to burn out. Waiting for me to fail. Waiting for their chance to take credit for the empire I was building with my bare hands. The worst among them was Cassandra. She was the type of person who smiled like she meant it and lied like she breathed. The world saw her as elegant, poised, the picture of a sophisticated professional woman. But I saw through her long before she realized it. Her jealousy wasn't loud, it was strategic, quiet, calculated. She hated that my work was chosen over hers. She hated that clients requested me. She hated that I was beginning to shine in a place she believed she owned. The promotion announcement was the trigger. The CEO said my name, with pride. He said it like it had weight, value, meaning. Cassandra's smile cracked, barely, but that single moment of fracture was all I needed to understand the war that was coming. I didn't know then just how far she'd go. 2 weeks after the promotion, the sabotage began. Files disappearing. Wrong blueprints being sent to clients. Confidential emails leaked. Every mistake traced back to me. Every blunder looked intentional, incompetent, unprofessional. I fought to defend myself, but Cassandra was always one step ahead, offering sympathy to my face and poison behind my back. But the worst betrayal wasn't from her. It was from the people I trusted. My team. My peers. The ones who once praised my work, sought my input, relied on me. They watched me drown without offering a hand. Some even cheered for it quietly. When the final incident happened, the falsified blueprint that nearly cost a multi-million-dollar project, I was escorted out of the building like a criminal. No investigation. No question. No hesitation. Just humiliation. As I walked to my car, holding a cardboard box of things I didn't even care about, I made a promise to myself. Not one built on anger, but on clarity. They wanted me erased. So I would become unforgettable. I spent the next month in silence, locking myself away in my apartment. I studied every blueprint I had ever created, every mistake they pinned on me, every line of technical jargon Cassandra used to twist the narrative. I wasn't hiding, I was preparing. People underestimate what a quiet woman can build when the world gives her nothing but time and purpose. One night, while scrolling through my old emails, I found the thread that would change everything. It was a hidden chain of messages between Cassandra and 2 directors, plans to frame me, evidence they forged, weirdly specific details about removing Reagan from the trajectory. They were so confident in my silence, they didn't even bother deleting the trail. That was their first mistake. The second? Underestimating the contacts I had built outside the firm, clients who genuinely respected me, people who saw my talent before anyone tried to ruin it. The third mistake, well, that one would destroy them completely. I contacted the CEO directly. Not with an apology. Not with an explanation. But with a presentation. A full, comprehensive dossier of their sabotage, timelines, forged signatures, doctored files, IP addresses, metadata. Proof so airtight it could suffocate anyone trapped inside it. I wasn't just clearing my name. I was rearranging the power dynamic of the entire company. The CEO's response came fast. Meet me tomorrow at 10. Alone. When I walked into that glass-walled office, Cassandra was already there. Pale. Rigid. Exposed. The CEO slid my dossier across the table, not saying a word. Her face strained as she flipped page after page, the evidence undeniable, inescapable. You tried to erase her, the CEO said, his voice edged with rage. But what you've done is erase yourself. She tried to speak. Tried to justify. Tried to cry. None of it mattered. She wasn't just fired. She was blacklisted. Professionally erased in the very way she attempted to erase me. Watching her walk out of that building was the moment I understood the true power of truth paired with patience. The directors were next. Each of them complicit. Each of them forced to resign publicly. And me? I was reinstated. Promoted again. Given authority they never intended for me to have. But the story doesn't end there. Because legacy isn't built in revenge. It's built in everything that comes after. Instead of staying in that firm, I used the settlement money they offered to resolve matters quietly to build my own company. A luxury architectural agency that didn't just design buildings, it shaped destinies. Within a year, we had clients from 4 continents. Within 2 years, we won awards the firm I left had been chasing for a decade. Within 3, Cassandra's downfall became a whispered cautionary tale in the industry. People who once ignored me now spoke my name with reverence. But the moment that sealed my legacy came on the night of the International Design Gala. Cameras flashed, lights shimmered, and my team stood beside me, loyal, committed, proud. When they called my name as the Architect of the Year, the applause felt like a long-delayed correction to the universe. Across the room, I saw her. Cassandra. Not in a gown. Not with a glass of champagne. But standing beside a minor sponsor table in a borrowed dress, hiding behind a forced smile. Her eyes met mine for half a second, and in that moment, she knew. She didn't destroy me. She defined me. My legacy wasn't built in spite of her. It was built because I refused to let her bury me. As I stepped onto the stage, the entire room rose to its feet, applauding, cheering, celebrating the woman they tried to erase. I smiled, not out of arrogance, but out of gratitude for every lesson failure had taught me. Some people leave scars. Some leave memories. Others leave warnings. But me? I leave a legacy. Unshakable. Unforgettable. Unerasable. And the world will remember my name long after the people who tried to erase it fade into the background of their own decline. If you've ever been underestimated, betrayed, dismissed, or silenced, let my story stand as proof. You don't rise by proving them wrong. You rise by proving yourself right. And in doing so, the world will remember your name long after theirs is lost to dust. So if you're listening right now, hear me clearly, they can try to erase you. But they cannot erase destiny. They cannot erase truth. And they will never erase the legacy you are meant to build. Because some names aren't just spoken. They're carved into history.